Yes, guys, you know what time it is. It's your boy David at the Irish Hotspur, Ireland's #1 Spurs fan, bringing you the pre-match pump-up for today's massive Premier League game versus Everton, where we will be getting you the fans' opinions, going through the lineups when they're out, and bringing you all the way through to the watch-along with the two ghosts themselves, Ben and Sim. And look, if you first of all, make sure you smash a like on the channel. Make sure you, if you're new, you've smashed a subscribe on the channel. The link to come on and join me and share your thoughts is in the community section. If you're not a member, you can also grab a membership. Come on, have a chat with us, share your thoughts. This is what this community is about. Also, why not get your super chats in? It's a great way to show your support for the channel. And Wayne Bonner has already answered that call, and he says, come on, you Spurs, let's have it. 2-1 win against Everton. That's what he wants, and he's pumped up. Big up Wayne Bonner. Absolutely love that. But look, we are looking for revenge on Everton. They've bet us twice this season, and they're actually looking for their first double over us since 85-86 season in the Premier League. And I think it's going to be a goal fest today. I'm predicting 2 or more goals today, because in the last 4 meetings there have been 22 goals between the two sides. So there is a lot of goals. A bit of team news for everybody. Ben Davies and Doherty are still out for Tottenham. Blessing in disguise. Who knows? Who knows? Could be a blessing in disguise. Then Dane Scarlett is also out. Jose Mourinho was saying that in his press conference. For Everton, they actually have a good few players out. They have their top scorer, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, 19 goals. He's missing. So, you know, that's huge for us that he's not playing. Yerry Mina in defence. A huge loss of centre-back, aerial threats from set pieces, defensively, and for them as well, going attacking set pieces. The core is also out, Fabian Delph and Bernard. So they do have quite a few injuries at the minute, which, look, you know, obviously don't ever want any player to get injured, but, you know, it's a help for us with the predicament that we're in at the minute. You know, a few things. Do we stick with Ori at right back? He was poor against Man United, in my opinion. Do we give Toby minutes at centre-back today? Do we play Bale today? You know what I mean? There's so much at stake today, because for me, if we win, we are only 3 points off West Ham, and there's no reason why, you know, if we win today, we can go on a little run between now and the end of the season and take it to the last game against Leicester. So that option is there as well. Do we want Europa League next season, or do we not? You know, league table at the minute, we're sitting in 7th. We've played 31 games. We've won 14, we've drawn 7, and we've lost 10. We're on 49 points. Everton are 1 place behind us in 8th. They've played 1 game less than us. They've played 30. They've won 14, drawn 6, and lost 10. They're on 48 points, and they're 7 points behind West Ham. So they are coming here, or they are turning up today, wanting to win. They want that win because they want to be able to make Europe. And Carlo Ancelotti and everything else he was saying in his press conference just makes you know that they have their set sight on a top 4 spot. They still think it's achievable, especially with their game in hand. So they definitely want to win today. So that's what's at stake for Everton. What's at stake for us again is, lads, do Europa League. Even if people think top 4 is out of the question, Europa League. You know, we still want 5th or 6th. So we still have to win, and we still have to pick up points. And I want to win today and Southampton, especially with the cup final coming up. You know, I want to build some momentum going into that cup final. So that's very, very important. Also, come on, let us know. Share your views on Paul Pogba's interview today. Basically saying, you know, that when Jose Mourinho leaves a player out of the team, that he, what was it? Yeah, so when he leaves a player out of the team, that, you know, he kind of isolates them. He just ignores them, whereas Ole Gunnar doesn't. But one thing I will say on that interview, and you have to remember, he won 3 trophies under Jose Mourinho. You know, Paul Pogba has won nothing under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So, and it's just amazing the way, you know, United played last night and everything, and they put it out today on the eve of a game, a big pressure game as well, and especially because it's considering to do with Tottenham Hotspur. But look, if there's people in the background, I'll be ready to get them on. So, you know, make sure you click that link. Make sure you come on and you share your say with us. As well, you know, look, today, also I want to know from people as well, if we lose today, does Jose get the sack? That's as well, like that's another thing. Could Jose end up getting the sack today before the cup final? Do you want to keep Jose till the cup final? My personal opinion, I think if we lose today and we lose convincingly, I do think it could be the end of Jose. And for me, it just shows maybe that he has lost a huge percentage of the dressing room, and it is annoying. But like Wayne Bonner with the super chat as well, he says, with their players out this game, this should be ours. No, look, I would love to think that way, but the thing is, we've seen the same thing time and time again with Tottenham this season. Is that we go in at halftime, we're usually winning, and then we come second half, we can't keep control of the ball. Inevitably, then we end up dropping back, and we just get pelted. And with the defence we have, we can't keep the lead. We have dropped, I think it's 18 points from winning positions this season. 18 points from winning positions. Brighton are first. We're second. Brighton are first, dropping 20 points from winning positions this season. This can't keep continuing. But the same thing was happening underneath Pochettino towards the end of his era as well. So it's about time these players, started finding their bottle. But look, guys, we have Will Stewart in the background. Let's bring my man Will on.
What's going on, David? What's going on?
Sir William, how are you keeping, my man? What's your thoughts on today's game?
I think it's gonna be a tough one. I think that it's really gotta, I think we really got to keep our focus, and I'm really curious just to see what this lineup is going to look like. I mean, for me, that's the biggest question mark, right? Is how are we going to set up today? And I that for me really depends on how I think the performance is going to go. And with the lineups changing as frequently as they do, right now it's just such a a toss of the dice that we can't really figure out. How we're going to play, how we're going to set up, what the team's going to look like. Everton losing a couple key players, that's fine and great, but we haven't been that super successful yet this season. So,
100%. But look, what way do you think we will set up?
What way will we set up? What way will we set up? I mean, that's the question there. I know which way I want us to set up, but I don't. The problem is, I gotta see Toby in this match, this game, regardless of whatever is going on.
Yeah.
I really think that has got to be the key point to this match. I'd like to see us go back to, that formation of, Reguilon on the left, Toby and Roden in the middle, Aurier on the right, Ndombele and Højbjerg in the double pivot, more in the number 10 spot, Son, Kane, and Bale up top. I mean, that's the way I want us to set up. Will we set up that way?
Probably
you never know. I mean, you'd end up having, 5 16-year-olds out on the pitch for all we know. I mean, we just don't even know how we're gonna set up and how we're gonna play. However we set up, whoever's on the pitch, I just want to see players playing for the badge, playing for their own self pride. None of this, the manager, put me in timeout, slap me on the wrist with a ruler. I don't want any of that bull crap going on anymore. I'm sick of it. I want to see people come out and do the things they're supposed to do, because on my show tonight, I don't want it to be a negative. I want it to be a positive show. I want us to get the win, to get the 3 points, and be able to have a positive weekend, a positive outlook on things, even if it's a knuckle dragger 1-0, right? Like that doesn't matter as long as we have something positive to talk about tonight and for the rest of the day on everybody's channels. That's the key for me is doing that.
Yeah, no, look, I feel you. I think every single one of us are sick of doing negative shows, having to sit there after games and just be downbeat. You know what I mean? I think we all definitely, you speak for all of us, we want the win today. Look, all Spurs fans all over the world, we're just sick of it. We're sick of the negativity. We're sick of the players giving up, from winning positions. We're sick of all the news constantly coming about the club. It's becoming every day now. You know what I mean? We just want to win to celebrate. How do you think we go about that win today, Will?
I mean, how we go about that win today is really just keeping focus. I really think that that's what it comes down to, is because on paper, and nobody's going to deny that we don't have a team than Everton does right now, especially with the players that they're missing, right? So it's just a matter of taking that ability and that talent and actually doing something with it rather than just wasting it on, absolutely nothing. So, that's, for me, that's really key. We have to go out there, keep our composure, keep our mentality, play quick, smart, safe passes, and by safe I mean connecting with them, not just lobbing the ball up into the Neverland and hoping that somebody's going to get on the end of it. We have to make passes with intention. We have to find feet. We have to find our man. We've got to move the ball quick, right? High speed, high pace, high speed of play type of a performance. And you've got Kane and Son and Bale, three of the best goal scorers in the world.
Yeah.
And if we can't bet, Everton with this type of a thing, then, what are we supposed to do with that?
No, look, 100%. We should be beating them. We should be beating them. Look, Wayne Bonner has a super chat here. He says, start Toby and Roden and go for it. Let the attackers off the leash and just go ahead for leather. Alder Oder est facile. Sorry, look, my Latin isn't the best. But I gave that a good temp. But do you agree with Wayne when he says, start Toby and Roden and just go for it?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to. I just don't get this, thing that why they're doing that. I just really don't. I don't understand it. I don't understand why he's not playing. Like, I understand that people have pride and people have things that they want to do it, that way. But you got to do it,
Yeah, 100%. And Will, are you looking for a big game from Sonny today? Look, I know he scored last week, but over the course of this, he had a great start to the season, but he's been quiet lately. What do you think is affecting him? And do we need a massive game from him and a massive performance between now and the end of the season from him? We need him to come alive, really, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, he's been quiet, but he's been no more, quiet than a lot of the other players for the last, since game week 23, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, he's had 5 attacking returns. Now, granted, most of those are assists versus goals. But hey, like you always say, assist is just as important as a goal in the end. So, but I think that Sonny's probably he's reaching a point now where you're going to start seeing that same fire that you saw against like Germany in that meaningless match, in the 2018 World Cup, where he's just going to blaze down the end of the pitch and just do something, because that's when Sonny gets mad. And it looks like he's at that point now, where he's just frustrated with all get out. That's usually when you start to see a little bit of killer instinct and a little bit of heat and fire. And hopefully we see that today, man. I really hope that we do. I hope that that's the key thing that brings us on and causes us to, get a performance in. And it's a team that you can start Bale and you don't really have to worry about it. There's not a huge, yes, they have some good attacking players and they can move the ball around, but it's nothing that we should really be worried about right now. You know what I mean? It's nothing that we should be fearful of, that we have to be cautious of. I think we can just go out there and really play our match, calm and collected, and and do that. So
no, 100%. Wayne Bonner back here with another super chat. Will, he says, personally, would you go 2 or 3 centre backs? So basically, I think he's asking, would you play 3 centre backs and 2 wing backs, which ultimately makes a 5 across the back, or would you just play the 4-3-3 or even a 4-2-3-1?
I do a 4-2-3-1. I don't really think we have the players to do a true 4-3-3. I just don't think that right now, like Lo Celso, I don't think he's in a good enough form. I don't like Moura playing out on the right. He's much better as a number 10, right now at least. And I just don't think any of the other players have it. You know what I mean? I don't think that they're in a spot where they can do that, where they can perform that way. But.
No, I fully agree. But come here, who would you start as your front 4 today?
It's got to be Son, Kane, Bale, and Moura. I mean, that's our best, starting 11 by front 4 by far over the season, and you got it. They're all fit. There's no reason not to play them. I'm tired of the political, BS that's going around with that. But I mean, who else are you going to play? You're going to start, put more on the right, or have Lo Celso play right wing, or Lo Celso play in the 10, where it's obvious he's been kind of, non-existent in the midfield over the last 3 or 4 weeks. And, I don't understand what what he's doing. I don't understand who else can you play?
Yeah. Yeah, look, so some might argue maybe Lamella coming in with.
I mean, come on now. Starting Lamella, are you for real? In off the bench, okay, right? If he's coming in, say, I don't know, we've got it's a 2-0 lead going into the last, 70 minutes or something. You want to bring him in off the bench to just pester people and run around and add some fire and passion to the match, then yeah, we can do that. But starting him in a match, especially because he always ends up in the middle of the field, he never stays in his position. He's by far our worst number 10, in my opinion, of the people. I'd rather see Dele Alli start in a number 10 spot than Lyric Lamella right now. I'm 100% mean that. And I mean, Lamella coming in, playing on the right, or coming in to impact as an impact sub, much more effective than Dele Alli, especially recently. But not for a starting number 10, not as the creative force. I mean, how can you put a guy who is so one-footed in the middle of the pitch as the creative force? I mean, that's just absolutely silly.
Look, Wayne Bonner agrees with you. Another super chat. Big up, Wayne. Really do appreciate it. Like I said, people, get your super chats in. It's a great way to show support for the channel. When the chat is flying, it just makes it easier for us to get your comments highlighted and read them out. Also, while we're at it, make sure you've already smashed a like on the stream. Support the Harris Army. Support the WeAreTottenhamTV Army. If you're new, smash the subscribe button, and also click that link in the community section if you're a member. If not, become a member and come on and share your thoughts, just like Will is. But Wayne Bonner is agreeing with you, Will. He says Moore is definitely better in the number 10 in behind the front three. Yeah, so he's agreeing with you. Will, quick question. If we win today, takes us 3 points behind West Ham, do you think top four is back on it?
I think it depends too on a lot of the results going through the weekend and how that happens. But I mean, the way this season's gone, I mean, we could end up being 3 points out again. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously, because we're playing in the first of the week, if we win, we're gonna be 3 points out. But I mean, throughout and also too, we've got a double game week this week, right? So we're playing against Southampton. So I mean, honestly, we could really see ourselves. Granted, that depends on the other results that go on in the league and stuff like that. But we could see ourselves technically in top four by the end of the weekend. So, should we get our hopes up and say that that's going to happen? No. I mean, a lot of teams have to lose to other teams, right? I mean, you've got, I mean, Liverpool's playing Leeds this weekend, right? And you got, I don't know who West Ham's playing, but, it's a lot of things have to go our way for that to stick. But it doesn't mean that we shouldn't be pushing for it. And if anything, we have to. I think we need to get in that 5th spot for sure. That 5th spot's still on, for sure.
Yeah.
And so if unless we want to be playing in the Europa Conference League next season, we've got to be aiming for that 5th spot. 4th might be tough, but 5th is definitely doable.
Look, call me crazy, Will. Call me crazy, right? But I couldn't care. Europa Conference League. It's still European football, I'd still take it. But quickly, we have a super chat here from Travis Kendall. He says, thoughts for next season playing Skip beside Højbjerg. So Ndombele can play as a number 10. He's been great when he's put in that role. What do you think on that, Will? What do you think on Ali Skip then coming back in and playing him beside Højbjerg, being Ndombele for number 10?
Yeah, that's why I think that we don't really need to invest a whole lot in the midfield for next season. Yeah. I think we've got, Skip coming back in and having them two playing the devil pivot. And, you really only need run rotation. And the good part about Lo Celso and Ndombele is that they can kind of fill into that role to give people a break, right? Yeah. If Skip really shows his, the passion and the heat and the fire that he showed at Norwich over this particular season, you could rest Højbjerg. You can throw in Ndombele and give Højbjerg a rest, or you could throw in Lo Celso, who can also play in that double pivot type position, and give him a rest. You can do all of those things, with just one other quality player in that midfield, and that's what's so disappointing about Harry Winks and Moussa Sissoko's performance over this season is they've really hurt us. Not only the fact that they've cost us games at times, but not being able to rotate people in that double pivot has been a huge hindrance to our success this season. And having just even one extra person in that role who can, where you can do a kind of a a 4-man rotation into a 3-man into 3 spots, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be super beneficial to the team.
No, 100%. And look, I'd go along the lines with that. With Ndombele, look, he's learning on the job as he's playing in that position, you know. For me, it would be handy to have Skip come in, put him in that position. Look, he's gone out and learned alone. He's turned in from a boy to a man. He's ready. Bring him in. Let's throw him in, see what he's got. You know, look, he can't be worse than some of the other players we have there, i.e. Sissoko, Winks and that. And for me, he's good on the ball as well. You know what I mean? You've seen it time and time again with Norwich. He's confident on the ball as well. He can drive with the ball, and he's got a good passing range as well. But we also big up Travis, by the way, for the super chat, man. I really, really do appreciate it, lad. What an absolute legend. And we have one from Wayne Bonner here as well. I'm just going to get that up if I can. Give me 1 second. Oh wait, it's gone. Yeah, no. So I'll get Wayne Bonner's up there in a minute. But Will, what's your score prediction for today's game?
You know, normally my score predictions are pretty highly in favor of us. You know, this week though, I'm being a little bit more conservative. I'm going for a 2-1 Tottenham win.
Yeah.
I just because I just don't have the confidence to go out for a 3-1 or 4-1. And lately my score predictions have been pretty much spot on. They've just been the other way around, and that's that's the sad part about it. Not in our favor. I mean, I called 3-1 last weekend.
It's sickening. We just want to win, don't we?
Yeah. So, I mean, just whatever it takes to get it over the line. It's got to be 3 points, though. I mean, it has to be 3 points. And,
yeah, 100%. 100%. Just give me 1 second. So Wayne Bonner super chat here. It's for you, Will. He says, what would be your tactics for the next 2 games? I.e., would you rest players, you know, for the cup final? Would you go full strength for the next 2 games? What way would you play?
I think you got to go full strength. You do. We're at a point in the season. There's only 7 games left, right? If players can't, you know, suck it up, and honestly, we have, even after that the Southampton game, we've got a good, you know, 4 days to recover. So from a recovery standpoint, that's plenty of time, right?
Yeah.
It's plenty of time from a recovery standpoint. And if we can go out and play our best 11 today, get a win, go in again on Wednesday and get another win with that same 11, you know, then you're starting to get some momentum building up. And if you're rotating people out all the time and moving folks around and stuff like that, you know, it's going to make it really difficult to do anything. And it's going to cause confusion. It's going to cause a mess. And, you know, the only sad part is that Roden can't play for us in the final. And so that makes things bleak for sure. Dire, if you will.
100%. And look, Will, thanks very much for coming on. We're going to let you go because I know you're busy and you're off to present the man his watch along there. But come here, give your channel a plug before you go, my man.
Yeah, so I run the Will Stewart THFC Ranch show. We're a North American based show. We've got folks that join regularly from Canada, Mexico, United States, and then from all over the world, South Korea, Australia, just because of the time that we stream. We stream, you know, 10 p.m. New York time until about, you know, 10 p.m. LA time. So you can find us pre-match and post-match on that. And we'd love for anybody, for wherever you're from, the UK or from the US, go ahead and check our channel out and give us a subscribe. It's kind of like a free-for-all fun show. There's no basic topic or theme. It's just kind of, you know, it's really big. It's just a big gang of friends and family that rant and rave, whether positively or negatively, about Tottenham Hotspur.
No, 100%. It's great. I absolutely love it. But honestly, thank you so much for Will for coming on. Really do appreciate you giving up your time. And before you go, I want your biggest "Come on, you Spurs."
Let's go. Come on, you Spurs. Let's get the job done today. Let's turn these guys inside out like a pair of dirty underpants.
100%. 100%. Thank you so much, Will. Will definitely has his bags of toffee at the ready. He can't wait. And we're bringing on Cody. Just before Cody, we have a super chat from Wayne Bonner. He says, David, your tactics for the next 2 games. Wayne Bonner, my tactics for the next 2 games. Look, just put your strongest 11 out there for all the games, and let's just go for the win. See how much of this season we can salvage. That's my opinion on it. But Cody, welcome to the pre-match pump up. Absolutely love it. What's your thoughts for today's game?
Well, look, I came to kick ass and drink wine, and if you haven't noticed, I'm all out of wine. you know what? Unfortunately, we're at the point in the season where we've had so many piss poor results that the only way that I'm getting myself fired up for games right now is through pure unadulterated rage. And you know what? After the Manchester United game, I was depressed. I was down about it. And yesterday was the cake for me, because when I wake up here in Canada, 6 a.m., my kids wake up and I go to Twitter, and we are getting owned by a goddamn sheepdog. It just sets me off on the wrong foot. That just busts my balls, man. Like, are you serious right now that we have to win trophies to shut up our sponsors now? How is this acceptable at Tottenham Hotspur? And you know what? I know that there's a large subsection of our fan base that just kind of laughs that off and finds it funny. I personally don't. Because you know what? Here in North America, if that happened on a professional level, that sponsorship would have been ended immediately. It's just completely unacceptable. And we just turned our cheek. The admin for the social accounts completely like embraced it. Like, we are a joke to ourselves now at the highest level. So for me, it's like I am just at a rage point here with this season. And we have owners that don't own for the badge. We have a manager that doesn't manage for the badge, and we got players that don't play for the badge. And is there any fucking wonder when you start at the top with the big problems that we have that we end up with what we get, you know? But it's like, yeah, it's like Star Wars, you know, like I've been turned to the dark side. I'm embracing my hate. I'm bringing the negative energy, but you know, we have to direct it in the right way. And that's towards Everton today. So come on, you Spurs.
And that's towards a good old-fashioned ass-kicking, isn't it, Cody?
Yeah, like I want to see these players. Okay, go ahead with Super Chat and then.
Yeah, no, sorry, Wayne Bonner, he just says, yeah, look, it's embarrassing getting owned by Digby the dog from Dulux, LOL, lol. So fair play, Wayne. Look, I fully agree, but it is embarrassing. Like, this is, and you know, it's not the right time for sponsors to be coming out and making noises right now. You know, look, just sit back, be quiet. You know what I mean? You know, with your name being promoted by the football club, you know, it's going to help you. So just sit back and be quiet. But look, Cody, we're ready today to dish out a good old-fashioned ass-kicking, aren't we?
Yeah, well, you know what? I just want to see fight. That's all I want to see. I want to see passion, because we've been asking for that for weeks now. And we've been in these positions in games that deserve it. The Arsenal game, the Zagreb game. These games deserve passion and fight. And the results that we've been putting up, honestly, I hope those players are tearing each other limb from limb inside that locker room, because all we ever get fed to us on social media are the happy faces in training, you know, playing the games and, oh, the winning squad. Oh, take a picture, selfie for Insta, Deli with his Insta feed.
Yeah.
Enough with this bullshit. I want people getting in each other's faces. If I was in this squad and we were having a run like this and the expectation was high, like it should be, you would see fists for flying, you know, like surely if we can't beat anybody on the fucking pitch, we should be beating each other up, trying to get the job done, you know? So it's enough. It's enough. It has to end today. It absolutely has to end.
Yeah. Yeah. No, 100%. I fully agree with you. It comes to a point where we need our players to step up now. You know, all the less of these excuses, all these happy pictures coming out of training and everything else. Less of this talk on social media. In fact, put a social media ban on them. Just get them out there to start performing. That's what I would say. And we have a super chat here from Wayne Bonner, though. He says, in all seriousness, Cody and David, who would you pick for a new manager? Honestly, that would get the job. Cody, who would you go with if you want a new manager? Let's give Wayne his answer.
If we're being realistic, you know, if we get rid of Jose, I think we're facing a complete rebuild. That's my opinion, because really the only thing keeping Harry Kane from wanting out the door and Heung-min Son from wanting out the door is the prospect of winning trophies. And they believe that Jose is the man to bring them to that glory. And I don't blame them for that. Nor would I blame them if they wanted to leave, if we decided to sack them. The thing is, in reality, if we get rid of Jose Mourinho, it's going to cost the club a bunch of money. So we're not going to be in a position to be going out and investing in tons of players. So we're not going to be able to attract a top man. We're not going to be able to get a Nagelsmann or a Sarri or any of these guys that we've been linked to, right? Why would they want to come here? Julian Nagelsmann has access to one of the greatest scouting and development systems in all of Europe. And he has access to the RB sister club chain where they just poach all the best players. And they're just way better at developing players than we are. you know, Nagelsmann coming to Tottenham would be like downgrading from a Lamborghini to Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I just don't understand why he would ever come here. So for me, when I look around at the possible options, I'm looking at a guy like Scotty Parker because, you know, if we're going to do a project, if we're going to bring young players in, you can just look at the way that Fulham have played, right? Now Scotty Parker and Fulham came up from the Championship last year, and their first 3 or 4 games, they looked absolutely atrocious at the back end. And he has coached them. He has made changes. Those players are not making the same mistakes that they were at the first. He is giving them the opportunity to learn, and they are doing it. And if you watch the way they played against us, they ran us off the pitch. We were lucky to get 3 points. We were rescued by VAR. So those players in a relegation battle are fighting their ass off for Scotty Parker, right? And they're not getting results. They're not building momentum. It's loss after loss. But you watch the way they play, they always fight. So if Scotty Parker can get those players to fight, and we're going to engage in a full rebuild, and we're going to go to our youth movement and everything, I don't see why Scotty Parker wouldn't be an option, because it's just we just aren't going to be bringing in a Conte or a Simeone or they just don't want to come here. Why would they come here?
Yeah. No, I fully agree with you, Cody. Look, for me, Scotty Parker is the right answer. I don't think so. But look, these players, they're not fighting for Tottenham, but this has been going on longer than Jose. They stopped fighting under Pochettino, a lot of these players as well. And it's becoming a major issue. They've just stopped fighting altogether. Like, look, even if they don't like Jose, right, I get it. But what about us fans around the world who pump money into this club through merchandise, ticket sales, everything else, food and drinking around the stadium, the whole lot, the skywalk, everything else, pump money into the club? What about us? When are they going to turn around and start fighting for us? You know, people say, look, you know, football can survive without fans. Not true. It is not true. Us fans, you know, the clubs are hemorrhaging money right now. They're begging for us fans to get back in the stadium. So when are these players actually going to turn up for us fans? And a quick super chat from Wayne Bonner. By the way, Cody, he says he loves the two of our passion.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well,
what do you think, Cody? Like, should regardless of the manager situation right now, should they be playing for us fans and personal pride as well?
Yeah, you know, you would like to think that it should be enough. It should be enough knowing that we're watching, and it should be enough knowing that we have expectations. I mean, there's some players in this squad, it doesn't matter how passionate they get, they're just never going to be good enough. Like Ben Davies, to me, I know Ben Davies gets a lot of stick, but that guy plays with passion. He might not be able to give as much as some of the more talented players. He might not be able to give much as much as some of the other more talented players, but when he's on the pitch, he plays hard. Now, of course, he's playing hard, but getting spun around all the time. He's getting spun around hard, but you know what? At least he has heart. And the thing is, these players, it's not just on the players anymore. You know, like Jose Mourinho came in here, and all he was trying to tell us was that he was a different man. He wasn't the same Jose. He had a year off. He reflected and he learned and everything. Well, I'm not seeing anything different from how the tenures at all the other clubs have come to a crashing, burning end. It's Jose toxicity full on right now. And what I want Jose to start managing for the badge too, because you can't expect the players to play for the badge when you are showing a lack of respect by not managing for the badge. And when you're keeping your best players frozen out, when you're not doing what it takes to mend the bridges, to tell the players what is expected, to get what is expected out of them, then you're to blame as well. So Jose needs to manage for the badge just as badly as the players do.
No, 100%. I agree with that. But Wayne Bonner just sent in another super chat. Big up Wayne, by the way. What a legend. Lads, someone else help him out. Get your super chats in. Let us know your thoughts. Wayne can't be putting in all the super chats on his own. Really do appreciate it, Wayne. It's a great way of showing your support from the channel. Like I already said, guys, you know, why not hop in the queue? If you have things you want to come on and talk about today's game, stuff like that, even news, click that link. Come on, have that conversation with me. You know, if you're not, grab a membership, press the join button, grab a membership. Come on, you will not regret it. The boys, they give you the pre-match, the post-match fan show as well, where you can come on, give your reaction to the game and everything else. So the membership is completely worth it. They're putting out quizzes and everything else, you know, the live watch-alongs and all. Make sure you show these boys the support that they deserve. Also, make sure you smash a like on the stream, and make sure if you're new, you smash the subscribe on the channel. It's massive help to the YouTube algorithm. And when the show ends, may I say also, get your comments in below. But Cody, back to today's game. What way do you think we're going to set up today? Do you think it's going to be a 4-3-3? Wayne was asking earlier, do you think we play two wing backs or 3 centre backs? Will it be a 4-2-3-1? What do you think?
Well, I certainly hope we don't see 3 center backs, because the more center backs we put out there, the more mistakes that are going to be made. You know, they're all fucking terrible except for Joey Roden. So, you know, absolutely not a back 5. Honestly, who could honestly make like an accurate prediction of what is going to happen? We're all in the mud. We're all in the clouds here. We have no idea what's going to happen. You know, like, what do I want to see? I want to see 4-2-3-1. All right. That includes our best players. But I don't even know who our best players are anymore, because some of the players that possess the most talent have been left out for so long. I don't know what to expect if we put Toby he hasn't played in the Premier League in almost a month, right? Yeah, he went out and he played with Belgium and everything. Not the same. When you've been frozen out of the squad for 2-3 weeks on end, it's not like you're just going to come in and just be bang. Oh, I'm like in top form. It's like what Danny Rose was saying, you know, like, I go out and I have one bad game and then I'm on the bench for like 4 weeks, and you expect me to come on and have, you know, a top performance. It's just not fair, right? So I have
Cody,
no idea.
Just on the flip side of that, I'd actually be interested to hear your opinion. Whatever happened to being ready when the manager's called upon? When you're called upon by the manager, whatever happened to being ready and taking your opportunity instead of just sitting there moaning about it in the press?
Yeah, well, look, if this was men's league football and beer league or whatnot, then that's fine. You're going to jump on. But this is the highest level of football in the world. You can't just expect players to be consistent when they're not getting consistent minutes, right? So, no, I don't like, nothing replaces game experience. Nothing replaces valuable minutes like that. And that's probably a big part of our problem, because we had so much inconsistency in the starting 11. You know, and the only players that have been in that trusted circle have been run into the fucking ground, because, you know, ever since we lost that Antwerp game, that's really where I go back to where our deep-rooted problems in this season have started, because we went to Antwerp with our B squad expecting to ensure the likes of Harry Winks and they've been cast aside, and they can't do a job. So, you know, look at Højbjerg. Like, if you put a clip together of Højbjerg in November versus Højbjerg in March, he's a shadow of what he's been capable of. And I'm hoping that the recent reduction in our number of games that we're playing is going to help him, because our key players, so, you know, Sonny was wearing down and then he got hurt. Kane hasn't really been having a purple patch himself at the moment, you know. So there's times where there's long stretches of games where he can look anonymous, and that may not be something solely on Harry Kane. It could be just the fact that we're just playing such crap football. But, you know, we've just got like more. There's so many fires at this club right now, and it's just, I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of feeling like I need to hide behind the couch before a game because of I feel sorry for the neutrals today that there's no other Premier League football to watch. They got to turn us on and watch our boring asses sit back and try and maybe protect a 1-goal lead against Everton, who aren't even going to have a goddamn striker. Like, Dominic Calvert-Lewin got announced that he wasn't going to play today, and the first thing I thought of was that Everton were going to get a missing striker bounce, because every time something like that happens, like Zagreb, their manager went to goddamn jail, and they smashed us. They smashed us. Yeah. It doesn't make sense. What is happening with our football club? And you know what? Now it is now or never. It's been now or never time for 6 weeks, and we haven't shown up. But really, our last chance to salvage this season, because let's face it, I know you guys were talking about top four. Today. The only thing that we can take from this season, the only way that I'm going to even allow myself to believe that there is a glimpse of hope that we can make top 4 is if we win our next 3 games, and not only win them, but look good doing it, right? I don't want to win and be squeaking by, you know, like, we don't have the capability to do that. It's been proven over and over since November 8th in Europe and Premier League. 35 games. We've won 1 game by 1 goal, and that was Fulham, where we needed VAR to save our ass. We haven't won a single close game since November the 8th. It's pathetic, and it needs to change, and it needs to change yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And when Bonner says here with the super chat, he says, said it before, the American fans have more desire and passion than a lot of us fan base. They bleed for the club. No, look, A bit of a risky comment there, Wayne. A lot of the followers over the world won't be happy. But one thing I do agree with you is the American fans, Canadian fans, especially all the fans over that side of the world, they have a lot of passion for this club, a lot of desire, and they do bleed for the club. So big up, Wayne Bonner. I really do appreciate it. But Cody, I have to be honest with you, man. It's sad to see how angry you are, because you're usually one of the most positive guys I know. You're always happy. You're always positive, and it's sad. It's sad to see that the club is having this effect on you, to be honest with you.
You know what? You can only take so much. You can only take so much. And the fact is that I was definitely down this week. And you know what brought me back up? And it might be a negative energy that I'm getting out right now. But that I don't care what kind of energy the players put into the game, as long as it's something positive. You can take negative energy and you can direct it into your performance. We've seen it. You see it all the time in sport. What got me off the mat was this week, Spurs YouTube was off the hook this week. The debate that you and Marcelo had yesterday, and the passion that you guys were showing for the club, and the debate that we had on we have debates on Will Stewart's channel. We had a debate on I think it was at Tottenham, where I forget who we had the debate with, but over trophies versus top four. But the fact is that the only thing that's keeping me engaged with our club right now is the fan base, and that can't be acceptable. Not for a club that wants to be among the top, because we're not among the top clubs anymore. Maybe we were up there for a few years back when we were making consistent Champions League football. But until we start acting like a big club, at least start with the social media account. Start somewhere, because it can't be left to the fans to carry the torch of passion for this club, right? It's not fair. It's not fair on the fans. So get your act together. Management, manager, players, show some fucking passion.
No, look, 100%. I agree with that, Cody. Absolutely brilliant. And to be honest with you, I wish you could go in there and give them the pre-match team talk, to be honest with you. Sorry, we have another super chat here from Wayne Bonner. He says, a little risky, but they are very passionate. But I was always back Spurs. The League Cup is ours. Come on, you Spurs. Absolutely love it, Wayne. Absolutely love it, man. Thank you so much for the super chats. Don't stop now. Everyone else, of course, the super chat feature is there. Like I said, when the chat is flying, it automatically means to read out your comment. It's also a great way to show your support for the channel. Smash a like on the stream if you haven't. Smash a subscribe on the channel. Like I said already, the link in the community section for all you lucky guys with the memberships for the We Are Tottenham TV. Click on that. Come on, have a chat. If you don't, press join, grab a membership, and come on and have your chat with me and also the guys on the post-match fan show. But Cody, before I let you go, my man, I want a score prediction, and I want your biggest come on, you Spurs.
Well, look, I will not predict a Spurs loss, because I'm just not going to go there right now. I have to keep belief. That's what I would ask of the rest of the fans too. Just don't stop believing quite yet, because there is lots to play for. Even if we can't make top four, even if we can't make Europa, we have to believe. We have to maintain belief, because what else can we do as supporters but remain at least a little bit positive? Do whatever you have to. Take the negative energy, redirect it into something positive. Do drugs, drink your face off. I don't care what you have to do, but keep a little bit of hope, because we need it right now as a fan base. We need to win today. We need to beat Southampton. We need to build some momentum towards that cup final. Yeah. There's no way that we are going to do much in that cup final if we back our way in. So I back us to go out there and fight to a 2-1 victory. Come on, you Spurs. Glory,
Come on, you Spurs.
Tottenham Hotspur.
That's what I love from Cody. That's the passion I want to see on this pre-match show. I'm absolutely loving it, my man. Big up. We will be bringing on Danny now as well to join us. But we have another super chat here from Wayne Bonner. He says, David, where is the members calling this weekend? Look, Wayne, it will be tomorrow. But look, forget about my calling. It's all about the boys calling show right now, which is happening now, and the post-match fan show. But Danny, my man, how are you keeping? Good, man. It's good to have you.
How are you doing, David? How are we doing, mate? There's only
no,
one
I'm all
Harris,
good. I'm all good. Look, you see me. It's match day. Big smile on my face. Pumped. Falling into the trap again, thinking we can win. But here I am believing. How are you keeping?
I'm good, mate. I'm here to see the only one and only David Harris, mate. There's only one David Harris, one David Harris, walking along, singing a song, walking in a Spurs wonderland. Come on, David. No, it's good to be.
That's what
Good
I'm
to see you
talking
again, my
about. See
man.
that, guys? Where else would you get, your host having his own song, but the pre-match pump up on We Are Tottenham TV? But Danny, look, what are your thoughts on today's game, man? I appreciate the love. I appreciate the song and the ceremony. Absolutely love it. But what are your thoughts on today's game?
Mate, I am extremely confident that Spurs are going to concede a goal. I think today, look, I'm going to try and keep positive, right? Because as Spurs fans, we're all deluded every day, no matter what.
Yeah.
We live, breathe, eat Spurs, deluded, the lot. So I think today, we're going to, if I'm honest, I think, my heart says we're going to win. My head says it's going to be a draw. But if I'm going to go for a prediction, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think we're going to win 3-2 today.
Yeah, no, look, like I was saying before, the last 4 games have produced 22 goals, 14 to Tottenham, 8 to Everton. So I do think there'll be goals. But Danny, I just have 2 super chats there, lad.
Yeah,
one is from the installation. He says, I would take a showing of heart today over a win. No, look, I want to win. I want both, to be honest with you. The installation, I'm greedy. I want both, my man. But look, great comment. And, look, even if we do lose, at least if we can see heart, passion, desire. And Wayne Bonner as well, he says, lose faith in whoever you choose to, but never lose faith and belief in the shirt and the badge. Come on, you Spurs. Let's go marching in. Big up, Wayne Banner. That's what I'm talking about. Look, we can lose faith in players. We can lose faith in manager. One thing you never, ever, ever lose faith in is this crest right here. This crest right here is what we do all this for. It's what we live and die for. And this is one thing we'll never, ever lose faith in. I know times are bad, but look, it's temporary. We will come out the other side of this. And just keep believing in this club, in this badge. Absolutely love it, Wayne Bonner. And look, I must be doing something right if I'm getting Wayne Bonner this pumped. Danny, look, going into today's game, who do you want to see? Do you want to see Toby back? Do you want to see Bale back?
I think we all want to see Toby back, man. I mean, it's absolute disgraceful what's going on with Toby. I mean, if Jose really cared about the club, he would settle aside his differences and he'd be like, look, let's just play to the end of the season. I want you in the team. You're our best centre back. You need to start. Like, as simple as that. Put the team first. Stop putting your personal agendas first, because we don't know what's going on, right? We've seen reports of this and that, and we've seen other things. We've also discussed it on other channels as well. But for me, it's just they need to sort out their differences. And whoever Jose has got a difference within the squad, he needs to get them on side and say, look, we've got 8 games left of the season. We need to just play his best team every game. And I think we've said it before, right? We need to. I think the problem is, right, with our defense, they're just not good enough as a back four, as a unit, as a team, right? So with them playing, I think our best form of defense is really to attack. So I think Tottenham have just got to go for it, because the problem we've had this season is, we've said it, like we've got no identity. There's no fluidity. There's no team cohesion through the squad.
Yeah.
There's no one fighting for each other. They're all fighting for themselves, and you can see it on the pitch. It's clear, and I think Jose sees it as well. But look, I'm not saying he's all.
To be honest with you, I actually think it's come to a point, Danny, where he's probably fighting for himself as well, along with the players. Whether everyone's just on an individual crusade at the minute. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I can agree, mate, because the problem is, a lot of these players are letting Jose down as well, because they're not listening to him. They've got their own personal agendas. We've seen who it is in the squad. So for me, I think he's definitely he's trying to find the players who he believes he can still have an ounce of faith in them till the end of the season, and then see what happens. Yeah. Because I'll tell you one thing, right? If we finish in the top, let's say 7th or 8th, right, and then, do you know what the worst thing would be? The worst thing would be for, I know it's a slight chance, right? But if Arsenal win the Europa League and get in the top 4, or get in the Champions League, sorry, and then we could even finish below them. If that was to happen, mate, I think that there's got to be some serious discussions, because that's pathetic. That's absolutely pathetic. I mean, this is the worst Arsenal team we've seen in a decade. and for them to
Yeah.
get in a Champions League and we wouldn't, it's just, oh mate, I don't even want to think about it right now. It's giving me a mental problems just thinking about it.
Yeah, look, imagine they could win the Europa League, they could still finish ahead of us in the league, and Chelsea could win the Champions League. How humiliating would that be for us?
Mate,
You know what I mean?
I feel
Especially since
sick.
this was supposed to the season where we're all gearing towards lifting the trophies. But Danny, before I get your input, Wayne Bonner, he says, come on, David, let's have that passion. Come on, you Spurs, hashtag Harris Army. 100% Wayne Bonner. You know what the story is, lad. This is what everyone tunes in for on this pre-match pump-up, is the passion, the desire, the wanting for the 3 points, the deludedness. This is what this show is about. Big up, Wayne Bonner. I'm loving your passion too as well. I presume you have a day off work today, my man. So why not kick back with an old beer or whatever it is you like to do, relax, and watch the game. But again, appreciate the super chat, my man. So basically, so for who we want to see today, we're talking, look, we obviously want to see Toby come back in. He's going to be crucial. We need him back. Definitely. But again, you know, like Cody was making the point, we are calling for him to come back in, but he's barely played. So is he going to come back in and hit the ground running?
He ain't going to play him. Not a chance. Do you know what? I could honestly see him bringing Sanchez back in and playing Sanchez and Rodon. If he goes for Dier and Rodon again, mate, honestly, from minute one, I'm going to be completely disconfident, mate. I'm not confident at all if I see that. If I see that Eric Diarrhea playing, mate, you might as well go and run off and have a shit in the stands again, because honestly, he's better in the toilets than he is on the pitch. Yeah, he'll do more damage. He'll do more damage to that toilet than he will for us.
Yeah, no, 100%. But you know what? I was actually looking at a few stats yesterday, and I think the reason why Jose maybe keeps playing him is because he is getting a lot of headed clearances for us, a hell of a lot. I think he's one of our highest ranked for headed clearances when balls are coming into the box. But look, in terms of moon boots, you know, look, for me, it also has to become to a point where football and ability is coming into it. Like, you know, look, I'll give it to him. The guy tries, look, when Toby's not playing, he's playing. He's trying to be that guy who can play long balls in behind, switch plays. He just can't do it.
He can't.
You're just asking him to do something he can't do.
You can't.
And then he's nervous on the ball. He's not too confident playing that 5-10 yard pass into your centre midfielder. He's too nervous. And for me, look, Moon Boots, he's been here long enough. He's had a lot of, like, you know, injuries and stuff like that. But he's never really cemented anything regular here at Tottenham. And look, you know, he scored against Arsenal. Love it. But look, you know, for me, he can't play today. He cannot play today.
I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him again, to be honest. I want him gone. He's not good enough. I'm sorry. Pot saw it. He called it out, and they nearly sold him. And then Mourinho comes in, and it was like his golden boy. And the only reason Mourinho likes him, right, is because he saw Eric Dier as a leader. That's why he liked his attitude. He liked that he shouts at people. That's why he liked him.
Yeah.
But what Mourinho failed to see, or what his delusional eyes, Mourinho's probably a delusional Spurs fan as well, because he looks at Dier and he thought, yeah, I've got a player there, and now he's realizing what an absolute piece of crap.
Do you know what? I actually look at it different, to be honest with you. I look at it as, you know, he knew he wasn't going to get the world-class centre-back he wanted.
Yeah.
And he knew, look, you know, Vertonghen was going. And for me, it's kind of like, well, look, do I sell him and not have, or do I keep someone like a leader, try and convert him to a centre-back? And I firmly believe he was handed the contract and converted to a centre-back to cover up trying to have to pay money for that position.
Of course it was. That's exactly what it was. It's another Daniel Levy masterclass, that is. That's one for Mr. Brian Daigle to explain. that is typical Spurs, mate. That is typical Daniel Levy at his prime best. Like, I mean, you couldn't have scripted it any better. I mean, come on, you're going to sign Eric Dier for a contract extension when we can all see as fans, he's clearly not good enough to challenge for a top 4 club, to be in a squad that's challenging for top 4. He's not good enough. So for me, I don't want to see him start today. And if you're going to choose out of the best out of a bad bunch, realistically, who he's going to choose, I would say Sanchez and Rodon, because we know he's not going to play Toby and Rodon, because Jose's got this stupid thing in his head about he needs to play someone with speed and stuff like that. But for me, someone who's got tactical awareness.
Interesting you said Sanchez though there, Danny. That's a great shout, to be honest. One I didn't even think of, because he scored 2 against them in the FA Cup.
Yeah, true, yeah. Do you know what? I can honestly see him coming back in for this game. It's either him or Dier. I can't see Toby starting. and it's a shame because Toby's tactical awareness and his positional play is far better than anyone in the squad, right? And like, if you look at Dier this season, the way he just loses his man all the time. He just looks around and he's like, where am I? Like, what's going on? Like, where's the player gone? And he's like, he just loses his marking all the time because his positional play is so bad. His awareness is awful, and he shouldn't be playing as a centre back. Well, if he wants to play as a centre back, maybe for a team lower down in the league, or maybe for a championship team. I mean, I still think he's Premier League level, but not for a top 4 challenging club. No way. So I would like to see Toby, but I think it's going to be Sanchez or Dier next to Rodon, unfortunately, today.
Look, not a bad shout on Sanchez. Look, even though he was poor and, you know, rightfully so, he was dropped for the last game, but look, you know, he did score against two against Everton in the FA Cup game. Maybe he fancies this one. Who knows? But Brad Matthews here with a super chat. He says, Friday, it's Friday. Beers are starting to be consumed. Ready and up for this. We have to win this. Come on, you Spurs. Look, fully agree, Bad. Look, I do agree. Look, for me, I think we don't win today. Top 4 is genuinely dead and buried. We win today. It freaks open that door. It gives us that little glimmer of hope. That's what it does. You know, but for me, like Brad Matthews says, guys, there's no excuses. It's payday. Don't be Daniel Levy. Unstitch your pockets. Send in a super chat. Why not? You know what I mean?
But Danny, everyone, come on.
Let's go on to more positive things. Who do you want to be our front 4 today?
I think Mr. Will Stewart, the man, the myth, the legend himself, said it. It's got to be Kane. It's got to be Son on the left, Mora, and then Bale on the right. For me, I think this is a perfect game for Bale. I think, like I said, Jose's got to get this stupid thing out of his head about his own sort of dignity issues that he's got within himself and pride issues. He needs to just get Bale on the pitch. You've got to give him a shot now. Like, give him another shot. Just who else are you going to play? The only other player I'd actually like to see play, which I don't think we're going to see him again this season, maybe from the bench, is Bergwijn, and he hasn't played enough. But again, I would still like to give him a shot. But that's not going to happen. And I don't want to see Lamela start, because for me, Lamela is not a great player when he starts. It's very rare you see Lamela have a good game when he starts. It is better as an impact player, so I'd rather him come on later on during the game. But I think the top 4 is got to be those 4 up top, and then behind them you've got to go with the 2 mainstays at the moment, which are Pierre-Emile Højbjerg and Ndombele. And I would bring on Lo Celso later on during the game right now, like he did at the beginning of the season, or when he was when Tanguy couldn't get match fit and Lo Celso was fit. Just do a straight swap, for Tanguy and Lo Celso, because for me, Lo Celso, I don't like him on the right wing. I really don't like him on the right wing at all. And I don't mind him on the right wing when he's match fit and when he's like in form. When he's in form, he can play anywhere, that guy. He can play absolutely anywhere. But the problem is Lo Celso is not in form because he's been out for such a long time and he hasn't had enough proper games and high intensity games and enough minutes to build up that match fitness and that form. So for me, he's not there yet, and I would bring him on as an impact player if I'm honest. And that's who I'd probably go as the top half of the pitch for those players.
Yeah, no, look, that's not a bad show. And Danny, look, I even believe if you want the Europa League spot, we still have to win today. Do you want Europa League next season, or would you rather take a year out of Europe, get this mess sorted, and just concentrate on the league next year and go all out for top 4?
Do you know what, right? It's so hard to say, because the problem is, right, the Europa League, as much as the sort of lower tier competition it is, I would rather that than the UEFA Nations. What was it? UEFA? Yeah. The other competition. I forgot what it's called now. I forgot what it's called because it's so poor, that tournament, and I'd rather not get into that tournament and rather be in the Europa League, because it's a typical Spurs. Spurs will fail to do it in the league, and then what they'll do is they'll go and qualify for the worst competition possibly available to them, and then we end up having to play in an even worse competition. So, I get the reasonings behind why people would not want to have a European campaign for next season, because you can focus on the league. But the problem is we are at this crossroads where we do need silverware, right? It's so critical to us right now. And I think if Jose is in charge, yes, we had an awful season, especially with going out the way we did to Zagreb, right? But I think we it's another chance of a trophy. So for me, I would rather be in it, because then you've also got another chance at a Champions League spot if you don't do it in the league. So I mean, you would rather come out at the end of the season finishing 5th, winning the Europa League, or finishing 6th, winning Europa League, and then you've got Champions League football next year. Like it should have been this season, but of course, only Tottenham can lose to a team that's manager's just gone to jail.
Yeah, no, 100%. I fully agree with you, Danny. And look, guys, the lineup should be out now in any minute. So just keep an eye for a pinned message in the chat. Sorry,
please not Sissoko.
The boys will be putting it live up on screen as well for the starting lineup. So just stay tuned. That is on its way. But Danny, we do have Bob Spur TV waiting in the background very patiently.
Come on,
so I am going to get him on. So before I let you go, my man, I want to say a massive thank you so much for giving up your time coming on. No, I also want to ask you for a score prediction and your biggest come on, you Spurs. Get everybody out here for this game pumped. Get everybody pumped. Also, that's what I want you to do. So give me that. Give me them 3 things.
Score prediction. I'm going to go 3-2 Spurs. I'm going to go 3-2 Spurs. And then, what was the other 2 things, David? I know what the other thing is. The last thing.
I want you to get everybody pumped up, and then at the end, give me your biggest come on, you Spurs. Full of passion.
Boys. Look, I know we can be delusional. I know we can be. We're Spurs fans through and through. It's in our blood. But listen, we've got to live in hope, because that's the thing that we have the most when it comes to our club. So let's hope these boys put that effort in that we need to see once and for all. We need to see that effort today, please. And do you know what? Come on, you Spurs!
That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. Big up, Danny. Absolutely love it, man. Love the passion. And again, thank you so much for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
No, thank you, Dave. I'll speak to you in a bit.
I'll see you in a while, man. Thank you. Thank you. And look, guys, you know, while we're getting Bob's... So who's up top? Kane and who? Yeah. This is awkward back in. What you making up? Do you think maybe he's doing a diamond in midfield? Yeah. Yeah, Ndombele as a 10, or even or even Sonny as a 10, and then Ndombele at one side, Sissoko on the other side, and Højbjerg in the holding. 100%. But there you are, guys. The lineups is out. Bobby, so we're going to give them a run through the lineup. We have Hugo Lloris in goals. Do you want to give them the defence? Yeah. Yeah. No, there you have it. So it's looking like a 5-3-2. Could also go into a 5-4-1 with the 4 being a diamond, with Son at the top of the diamond, Sissoko and Ndombele either side of the diamond, with Højbjerg at the bottom of the diamond. But Bob, what do you think? For me, when we've played 5 at the back this season, you know, it's worked once against Sheffield United. You can't really remember it working any other time.
Yeah, I'm still worried. Like I said to you, I think the 5 at the back does worry me, but normally that's come when Sanchez has been as part of the back 5. I think Rodon has probably played a few minutes in the back 5, but I think Cody mentioned the more defenders you've got, the more mistakes you've got in there as well. Still, the back five against West Ham when Sanchez was brought on to shore it up a bit, is still fresh in my memory. So, but no, hopefully it's the narrow midfield that's more of interest, especially with Decore out as well, and the three at the back.
Decore, Fabien Delph, Jean-Philippe Gabam, or whatever you want to call him. They have a few midfielders missing.
Yeah. And when you think that Everton normally play with just the one up front, who's normally what's his face, Calvert-Lewin.
Oh, Calvert-Lewin, top goal scorer, 19 goals this year.
Exactly, but he's not playing, so he's still gone with a back three. I think it's one of those Jose lineups, isn't it? He just wants to catch people out. I don't think no one predicted that, mate. No one predicted that.
No, they didn't. And just for everybody out there, we will run through that lineup one more time. Hugo Lloris in goal. Roden, Dier, Toby, Reggie, and Aurier formed the back line, with Højbjerg, Sissoko, Ndombele forming the midfield, and Kane and Son up top. Look, another thing. Do you think that maybe Sissoko could be playing out on the right-hand side, and he could be pushing Dier into a holding midfielder inside Højbjerg, which means Ndombele could push up into the number 10?
It's a possibility, Dave, but that's just too much, mate. You know, but play the players where they're best at. You know, Sissoko's has done a job previously alongside Højbjerg, especially early on in the season, and was doing okay with that, by all means, and with the back four. And Dembele, if he wants to play up as a number 10, I'm sure he can do a job, but at least he's got that safety gap. If he did want to venture forward a lot more, he's got another 5 players behind him. You know, that's not including the fullback. So, yeah, I just hope when we have the opportunity, and I think Rodon's probably the best out of all of them in the back three, they do come out a bit. Because it's with one of the, it does worry me, the fact that Everton always play with one up front. You know, we've got 3 defenders there, and I just hope they're not as, you know, as structured as they normally are. I really hope there's a bit of expansive play from. I'd say Rodon. I think Rodon's probably the most comfortable on the ball out of the back three. So I really hope when the chance comes, he does push out and gives the guys a bit of a helping hand attacking wise. But yeah, I'm still not. I'm still not with it, mate. But I'll say we had a little whinge about the Villa starting lineup, and look how that turned out. So yeah.
Look, what could be in view of is because look, I know Joseph was saying in these press conference there won't be another 5-4. So what that could be in view of is that, you know, the 2 fullbacks, they hopefully they're allowed just to push on, you know, license free, let them push on, which means you already have your back three sitting there holding. But also, when we're on the ball and we're under pressure, even trying to, you know, even from our own goal kicks, we can get the ball to Toby. And with Toby, we now have that option where we can go long in behind with Son up top. You can go straight into Kane, which Toby's capable of. Or, you know what I mean, you can play into the middle, which also Toby is capable of. So I'm hoping that we will actually see a lot more of the ball and be on the ball a lot more. But before I give your next question, Bob, I want to say to everybody, the super chats have stopped. The Harris Army's not happy. You know what I mean? Get your super chats in, guys. We'll be going for about another 15 minutes. Another 15, 20 minutes. So you get your super chats in, show your support for the channel, show your support, most importantly, for me and the show. You know, if you want to force the boys' hands and get this continue next season, you know, you have to do your thing. You have to smash a like on the stream. You have to smash a subscribe on the channel. When the video is ended, you have to get your comments in below. On the live watch along, you have to let them know how much you've enjoyed the show. And then most importantly, you know, get your super chats in and grab a channel membership and come on and have your say. That is the most important, because what I want to see is the faces behind the names that we're used to seeing in the chat. Don't be shy. I'm an approachable guy. We'll get through it. Just come on and have your conversation. But Bob, you know,
you don't buy
with today, if we do win, do you think maybe the door opens just slightly for top 4 again?
I still think it is, mate. I've been saying that. Until it's and it's purely based because of the weird season we've had. You know, with the teams above us being so inconsistent. That's the only reason why I think there's a chance. I also do believe if we win today, it means we do have to play our really strong team against Southampton in midweek as well. Two ways looking at that. It will bring a winning momentum, hopefully, and then going forward, it will take us into the cup final. But yeah, must win today, mate. If we have any inkling of hope for that top four.
100%. And what do you think of the Sissoko call, Bobby? It's a huge call.
Yeah, I suppose with the fullbacks attacking so much, and it is. Some people look at the 5-5-2 as a more of an expansive and an attacking team, and I think Sissoko just gives that extra bit of muscle in midfield. But he's been so off form, it does worry me. Then who's your other options? Winks is not going to get in there. Lo Celso, he doesn't do the job that Sissoko will do, defensively. But there was every chance of playing Ndombele, Højbjerg in the pivot, and Lo Celso further up. But Lo Celso hasn't looked 100% as well. So unfortunately, I can understand his thought of behind picking Sissoko. Do I agree with it, or do I think it's going to be a good? Only time will tell. Hindsight's a great thing, isn't it, mate?
Oh, look, 100%. But regardless, all I want, Bobby, I speak for everybody, us, the Spurs fans all around the world, all we want is a committed performance,
100%.
From the boys, full of passion, desire, willingness to win, full of bottle, don't be bottling things, full of bottle. That's what we want. But Bobby, I believe I have a surprise guest ready to join. So before I let you go, man, I want you to plug your channel. I want to get your score prediction, and I want the biggest come on you Spurs, and also get these viewers pumped.
I'll bypass the come on you Spurs purely and simply. My daughter's asleep, so I'm not going to be able to do it. So I'll whisper it. But yeah, Bob Spur TV going okay at the moment, mate. I do all things Spurs, everything to do with opinions and banter, and obviously do shows after a game and a bit of therapy. And yeah, 2-1 today. I've been saying 2-1 all week. And I'll say 2-1 again today. Kane with a double, who likes a goal against Everton. And come on you Spurs.
Absolutely love it, Bob. Absolute gentleman. Thank you so much for coming on. Sorry that the stream, cut off as well, where you were so patiently waiting in the background. But you were brilliant, and thank you for coming with the starting lineup as well.
No worries,
I appreciate it. Bob Spur,
well done, Dave. Well done, Dave, mate. Well done.
No, I appreciate it, Bobby. Thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate it. But guys, look, while we are waiting on this surprise guest to join us, let's get Brad Matthews super chat here. He says, "Do you think Dier could be back as a defensive midfielder, making a 4-3-1-2?" Bob, you're still here, so we may as well. Oh, he's gone. So Brad, yeah, do I think it could be as a defensive midfielder? Look, I did mention that could very well be the case where he could be. Look, it wouldn't surprise me with Jose. He does like to throw these curveballs as well. That's the thing, He likes to throw these curveballs. Everyone looking at it could be thinking, oh yeah, no, it's a 5-3-2. It's this or that. But Dier could be played and holding DM, could be, which is absolutely madness. But you never know, Brad Matthews. But I really do appreciate the super chat, my man. Thank you so much. But guys, honestly, look, what I'd say to you is keep the faith, keep the hope. I do think, we win today. The door is slightly open for top four, if not for fifth or sixth, and we definitely want that. We want to build momentum going into the Carabao Cup final. Guys, if you have that surprise guest ready, I'm waiting. Bring them on. So, well, how are we keeping? No, I'm absolutely loving it. Thank you so much for coming on. It is a true surprise, lad. It's nice. It must be nice for you to be sitting in the opposite seat. No, look, I'm glad. Look, I'm just coming on. I'm trying my best, and I'm glad people are enjoying it. Look, the way the chat is flying, that doesn't lie either. Other people are enjoying it. But Sim, I may as well ask you why you're here. What's your thoughts on today's game? Can you hear me now?
Can they hear me? All right. My thoughts on the starting 11, to be honest,
Yeah.
I think it's too defensive. I'm not sure. I think it can work. I think if we push Reguilon and Aurier really high up the pitch, and when we're in possession, it becomes kind of like a 5 in midfield, then I think we have a chance with that to really put pressure on Everton. At the moment, the way I see it, it's more of a back 5. I think with 2 defensive midfielders as well. I don't see that much creativity there. I really don't. With Sissoko and Højbjerg tasked with building the ball up from the back, I'm not that happy seeing that. I'd much rather see Toby and Rodin in a back 4 with Ndombele back in the double pivot. I understand of late maybe it hasn't been working that well, but I don't know. I think Sissoko hasn't pulled up any trees either, really, in his cameos of late. And to have him back in the team partnering Højbjerg, I feel like this game stinks of a 0-0, the way I see it. Like, so defensive. Yeah. I think Everton as well, despite having lots and lots of injuries, have actually got a pretty solid team out with Alan back in the midfield with partnering Tom Davis. Richarlison up top, backed up by James Rodriguez and Sigurdsson. There's a lot of creativity there and a lot of attacking power. And with Alan back in midfield, there's a bit of steel returned to the side with Godfrey, Holgate, Michael Keane, Dier at the back 4, which is pretty solid. So I'm not that happy with what I've seen from the lineup. I think Mourinho's swapping a lot, changing another system, but I think what could be the thinking behind it is potentially he's getting this formation ready for the cup final. That's what I'm thinking might be behind it. I think this is a formation that I think he's going to go with in the cup final to combat City, and I think maybe he's going in the next 2 games to play it to kind of get ready for that game.
That's an absolute great shout, and to be honest with you, now that you've said it, probably agree with you, It very well could be. But we do have a donation here from Lola Fortube. Absolutely love the donation, no comment. Thank you so much. Loving the show that much that people are just donating now. Absolutely love it. Like I said, make sure you do get your super chats in. They really do help support the channel grow. When the chat is flying, it helps us be able to just stop what we're doing, discuss your comments. We've been doing it all stream. Like I said, there's so many watching. Make sure you have smashed the like on the stream. Make sure if you're new, you have smashed the subscribe on the channel. And for all the rest of the pre-match bump-ups, I want to see the faces behind the names we constantly see in the chat. The link before the pre-match bump-up shows will always be in the community section. Don't worry if you don't have a membership. Press that join button. That'll bring you straight to it, and you can get the membership you need to acquire. But Sim, 100%. Brad Matthews, sorry, go on.
No, go.
And Brad Matthews did send in the super chat, and he was questioning, do you think it is a 4-2-3-1 with Dier playing in a holding midfield?
No chance. Dier's not a midfielder anymore. He's made that clear. I don't think there's any chance. Why would we put him in midfield when we already have Sissoko and Højbjerg there? Why are we putting him in midfield as well? What? Maybe you mean Sissoko maybe out wide? No.
Jose Mourinho, you never know that.
That would be horrendous. That would even be worse. I'd rather a back 3, to be honest, than do that. That would be awful on the ball, in my opinion. So I think there's no chance of that happening. It's a back 5 for sure. I think Dier will be on the left side. I reckon Dier will be on the centre with Rodin on the left and Toby on the right.
Yeah, I would go along with that. How crucial is it to have Toby back in, does him?
Yeah.
With his passing range?
Yeah, I think so. I think in this kind of formation, he's vital because Reguilon is going to be given a lot of license to get forward, and that is Toby's forte. Switch of plays from right to left with a long pinpoint to the fullback, and he could do that day and night. So if Reguilon pushes very high up the pitch, then with Toby on the ball, he can definitely cause damage there. That's for sure. It looks like Son and Kane both going to be up front. In a more of a partnership kind of style. So Son is going to be also making a lot of runs in behind. So I think Toby could be very, very crucial for that kind of picking out of passes as well, because he does a few times a game, he'll look for that for sure. So I think bringing back Toby as well, also kind of saying, not quite putting to bed rumours of what was happening before leaving him out the squad, but just showing that he will use him again. It's not going to be just banished, and he is back in the team and ready to use. So that's a good thing, and I'm glad that Toby's back in the side. But one thing I haven't seen mentioned is Vinicius has been left out of the squad completely for the first time in a while. So I think that's quite interesting.
Yeah. See, with Vinicius, I'm not 100% sold on him. I don't think Josie is. Either. But look, I suppose it probably could do having him on the bench just in case something did happen to Harry Kane. It gives you that vocal point. But with it looking like Kane and Son are up top, it's clearly Son's going in behind and Kane is dropping for the short option, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be more like a 5-2-1-2 with maybe Ndombele sitting just behind Kane and Son. That's what I'm hoping for, and then obviously Ndombele, Sissoko and Højbjerg providing the legs in midfield with a back three. I think you can really push Ndombele forward, and hopefully Sissoko can be more of a box to box today than someone just sitting positionally defending. I see Kane actually hovering quite far up the pitch. That's what I'd hope. I hope him and Son are really like an old school strike partnership, causing the defence problems. I think that's what I hope to see. But obviously, we know Kane drops deep quite a lot. Kane drops deep quite a lot to get involved in the play and spray passes. And look, I think especially if Aurélien Reguilón pushing far up the pitch, then he should be able to find them overlapping and stuff like that. So I do see Kane getting some of the creative Everton as always. But I hope to see him more further forward because we have that back five. We don't need him to come short so much, I'd hope. So hopefully he can get a bit more further forward. But we have a very strong bench as well.
Sorry, go on.
We have a very strong bench, I must say. Lucas, Bale, Dele, Lo Celso and Lamela. Very strong options to come on when we inevitably need a goal late on.
No, 100%, and that's what we need. And Lamela looked great impact substitution, bringing on Bale as well. And here we are. We just run through the lineups one more time. Lloris in goals, Aurier, Alderweireld, Roden, Dier, Reguilón complete the back line. Højbjerg, Sissoko, Ndombele, and complete the midfield with Kane and Son up top to complete the attack force. Sorry with the Sissoko stumble, guys. It's been that long since I've seen him. I couldn't even pronounce his name properly anymore. But Sim, with Ndombele, he did thrive in when we played 5 at the back against Sheffield United, and he had a good game. Do you think that formation could be in the view, especially like you said, coming up to the cup final, we're getting the best out of the guy?
Yeah, I completely agree. I think Ndombele can definitely thrive with maybe a bit more creative burden and a bit more license to get into near the box and have little through balls and use his tricks more around in the box than in central midfield. I think his best position for me is operating in central midfield, building up play and do line-breaking passes to start attacks and things like that, but he can definitely do a role. He's shown this season, but in a more offensive positions in and around the box, he can definitely play a role there. And I think we've got a view to maybe utilising that the best in this game. I do think, can this formation work? It can work, but it's about the individuals. If it's if it turns into a back five, then I think it's too defensive, and I think that we're in trouble. I think we'll struggle to break Everton down. But if it turns more with Reguilón and Aurier really pushing hard the pitch and really getting in dangerous areas in the Everton half, Everton's final third, then I really think it could be a decent formation. But it just depends how it's set up. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Not that happy with the lineup. I think it gives us one more chance to stay in that top 4 race if we get the win today. No,
100%. I do say it's last chance alone. But Sim, I'm going to have to end it off here. I have the instruction to end it off here. So look, thank you so much for coming on,
Nothing
Sim.
to do with me,
I really
David.
do appreciate you popping in.
My pleasure, David. Cheers for hosting again. Amazing show. Loving every minute of it, and looking forward to next week's show.
No, same here. I'm absolutely love doing them. And thank you so much for the opportunity. Really do appreciate it. But Sam, you've been a great guest today. I look forward to seeing you in about 15, 20 minutes time.
Nice one, mate. Looking forward to it.
Thank you. So look, guys, we're going to end it off here, lads. I want to say a massive thank you to the guests for calling in and sharing your opinions. I want to say a massive thank you to all the super chatters for your support for the show and the channel, the We Are Tottenham TV channel. I want to say a massive thank you to the We Are Tottenham TV Army and the Harris Army for tuning in. I want to say basically a massive thank you as well to Ben and Sim as well and the production team for making this show happen. Make sure you smash a like on the stream. Make sure you smash a like on the channel. Get your thoughts in the channel section and stay tuned for the watch along, which will be starting in 15 to 20 minutes time, with Ben and Sim, and they'll be bringing you all the way through to the post-match show. So I want to again just thank you, everybody. Come on, you Spurs. Let's stuff Everton. Let's beat the Toffees. And come on, you Spurs.